All right, so we're just going to jump right into the summary. I'm going to begin talking about the three ways that a company can go public in lecture 5 that we talk about. So we're going to start with IPO, which is initial public offering. The company goes to the primary market, an investment banker underwrites their stock, which underwriting is just the investment banks buy it, they own it, and then they're going to sell it out for profit. And then you have direct listing, which kind of bypasses that entire process. There is no primary market, no investment banks. Company goes directly to the secondary market. And then a SPAC, a special purpose acquisition company, I saved for last because VG Acquisition Corp is what I'm going to be focusing on, and they are a SPAC. So I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen to get to that. And we can take a look at their pricing. So they have their public offering price is $10. They have per unit, which is going to be Class A stock, as well as some redeemable warrants, like a third. And then we have the explicit cost of $26,400,000. Implicit cost would be the money left on the table. If that closing price was more than $10, it would just be that money that we missed out on for the, And so then we're going to go to lecture 7. I kind of drew up a little example. So VG Acquisition Corp said that they're not going to pay cash payments until they merge, but I just kind of wrote this up as if they were to pay dividends. And then there was also an expected earnings that they were going to have based on $481 million of earnings after expenses. So I just divided that by 48 million of their units that they're going to sell. So I got an EPS of about $10. And so I just found that if they were not to reinvest that 70% plowback that I gave them, and if they were, and so I got a PV go of $186.87. Just to kind of relate that to what we've done in lecture 7, and if they are to pay out dividends once they merge. And so then they also stipulated that once their Class A ordinary stock price would drop below $9.20. If the market value of their warrants were going to go to $10 or $18 as they rose, they advised their owners to sell instead of keep, which just reminded me of the limit buy and sell of lecture 2. So you have, your limit sell of wanting to do better. So you want to sell high. So you sell it once it gets to a certain price, and then that's going to be your limit sell, and then limit buy is just going to be once it drops to a certain price. So it becomes a market buy. And then kind of with stop buy and stop sell, you don't want to lose as much. So stop buy once that just completely starts getting too high, and then stop sell once the price hits that lower limit. And so then we're going to just go ahead and jump right into Pfizer as well. I'm going to look at their information. So I'm going to look at the 2030 notes. Oh, I got to share my screen for this. We're going to just look at their 2030 notes here. So price to the public is going to be this 99.689%. The coupon rate we see is 1.7. We have a maturity date, and then we have our principal amount of $1 billion. And so I kind of just found the quoted price using that price to the public that we found times principal amount to get 996,890. And I used that in a scenario of finding the yield to maturity versus if we were like a promised and stated yield to maturity versus an expected. So if we were expected to only get like 87% of this 1 billion of this principal amount, and it'd be 870 million, our yield to maturity would be 0.46. But our regular promise stated, once I plugged all these numbers in, I got 1.734, which if we go and look here at the yield to maturity for the 2030 notes, it's 1.734. And to kind of relate lecture 9 to lecture 8, what we've done on the spreadsheet, I just put in the settlement date, I put in the annual coupon rate, the bond price, redemption value, and coupon payments per year, because there are 2, and I got that same 1.734. And that kind of just relates to the bills, treasury bills, notes, and bonds, where you have the bills that are under a year, bonds that are going to be 1 to 10, and then our notes are 1 to 10 years, and then bonds that are more than 10. All right, well, that is going to be my summary. Thank you so much.